The escape that defied the impossible, turning men into legends and a prison into an eternal myth. But was what we saw in the cinema exactly what happened? The truth behind the concrete walls and the icy waters of the bay is even more surprising and is about to be revealed, showing that reality can be much more cinematic than imagined. Prepare to dive into the details of an audacious plan that echoes to this day. Hey clickers, subscribe with the bell activated. Comment what content you want to see on the channel, share this video to help us grow, and leave your hype. It helps us a lot. Released in the year 1979, the film Escape from Alcatraz, directed by Don Siegel, dramatizes one of the most famous and daring prison escapes in history. The motion picture stars Clint Eastwood, who plays Frank Morris, a criminal with remarkable intelligence and a history of escaping from other penitentiaries. Upon being transferred to the maximum security prison of Alcatraz, known as The Rock, he faces the greatest challenge of his life, escaping from a place where, theoretically, no one had ever left alive. The feature is based on the non-fiction book of the same name, written by J. Campbell Bruce, which details the actual escape that occurred on the night of June 11, 1962. The film's atmosphere is oppressive and claustrophobic, faithfully portraying the brutal routine and constant surveillance that inmates faced, establishing from the beginning just how monumental the task the protagonist and his accomplices were about to undertake. The plot delves into Frank Morris's meticulous observation of the prison's structural flaws. He notices that the concrete around the ventilation grills in his cell was worn down by moisture and saltpeter, making the material brittle. This vulnerability becomes the centerpiece of his plan. The protagonist then recruits the brothers John and Clarence Anglin, played by Fred Ward and Jack the Bay, and Alan West, played by Larry Hankin, although the latter ends up unable to escape with the group on the fateful night. The film's narrative focuses on the patience, ingenuity, and teamwork required to overcome the seemingly insurmountable obstacles of Alcatraz. Every step of the plan is shown in detail, from the fabrication of makeshift tools like a drill made from a fan motor and sharpened metal spoons to the creation of realistic dummy heads. These heads, made from a mixture of soap, toilet paper, and hair collected from the prison barbershop floor, were one of the most brilliant elements of the plan. They were placed in the bunks to deceive the guards during the nightly counts, giving the fugitives the precious time they needed to leave their cells and access the service corridor behind the wall. For months, they worked secretly night after night, widening the ventilation openings, always under the imminent risk of being discovered. The film masterfully captures the growing tension, making the viewer feel the pressure and danger with every hammer strike and every suspicious noise. The construction of an inflatable raft and life vests, using more than 50 stolen raincoats, is another high point in demonstrating the group's creativity and determination. The night of the escape is the film's climax, a moment of pure silent tension. The group manages to access the prison roof and climb down to the water's edge, where they inflate their makeshift raft and disappear into the darkness of the San Francisco Bay. The film ends ambiguously, without confirming whether they survived or perished in the cold waters, perfectly mirroring the real-life mystery. The next morning, when the escape is discovered, one of the largest manhunts in the history of the United States begins. The FBI investigated the case for 17 years before officially closing it, concluding that the men likely drowned. However, no bodies were ever definitively found, and over the decades, alleged sightings and circumstantial evidence, like a letter supposedly written by John Anglin in 2013, have fueled the legend that they succeeded. Escape from Alcatraz is worthwhile not just as a thriller, but as a cinematic document that immortalized human audacity against a system designed to be infallible, questioning whether any prison is truly escape-proof when the will to be free is the engine of ingenuity. And you, what do you think happened to Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers after they entered the dark waters of the bay? Did they manage to reach freedom, or did they meet their end on that June night? Leave your theory here in the comments. We want to know your opinion on one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. If you enjoyed learning all the details behind the movie Escape from Alcatraz, don't forget to leave your like, share this video with your friends who are also fans of a good thriller, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our upcoming content. Your interaction is crucial for us to continue bringing incredible stories like this one. Thanks.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards